Welcome back to Between the Takes. I am here with Cat Rivers in the second site. Cat Rivers in the second site. I said that right, no hesitation. Here we are. Thank you guys so much for coming on. This was a lot of fun. I think this is the first time that a band has ever done push-ups before their session. And you guys brought the energy. I see why you did it, because these songs were just nonstop from start to finish. But please introduce yourselves real quick, just so everyone knows who you are.
Well, I'm Kat.
Ava, bassist.
I'm Bob, the drummer.
Derek, the guitar player.
Yeah. You guys were killer. It was a lot of fun. Remind me the names of the three songs again.
The three songs we did were Red, Smooth Talkin', and Downtown Rhythm.
I don't know if I have a favorite, because they all... Doing them live, like, it's hard to hear everything. Like, I didn't hear the guitar at all until we listened to it back afterwards. So I'm not going to say I have a favorite right now, but Red really stuck out to me. Maybe just because it was the first song, but still.
Yeah, Derek's solo is awesome in that.
Yeah.
Thanks, man. Appreciate it.
But you, seriously, it was killer. All three of them.
Gonna introduce yourself as Derek?
Please don't do
It's incredible.
That's my name.
You're doing great.
You can't just put an article in front of your name and say, I'm the Rick. Okay.
Okay.
It works. It works. It works. It works.
All right.
Red.
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 There's an interesting backstory to that.
Tell me about that, please.
Oh my God. So Red is all about anxiety and, depression, PTSD, that kind of thing. And so I actually saw this painting at the Philadelphia Art Museum. I think it's a Cy Twombly painting called The Fire That Consumes All Before It. And I was just standing there like looking at it, and it was just this like big blob of red paint just stretching across the canvas. And I just thought it was like such a violent image. And so then I kind of like took how that painting made me feel, and I created a metaphor of what anxiety and depression feels like. Yeah.
That is really cool. I like that. Are looking at caller IDs when you guys got here, only like two of you are from Philly? Or are all of you from Philly? Is no one from Philly?
Only two.
Only two? Okay. I was going to say, because it feels like this style of music isn't something that I get to hear very often in Philly. So it made me really happy when I found out you guys were actually local. Because I couldn't figure out for a while. I was looking at your Instagram, I'm like, I think they're around here, but I wasn't sure. But the mutual friend, shout out to Jenny Schick. She made the connection. She really pushed that you guys come on. I was like, okay, yeah, I didn't know they were here, but thank you. So I'm really glad she did. You guys were a lot of fun to have on. How long have you guys actually been a band right now?
Bob, take it.
Like a year and a half. Maybe.
Really?
Yeah.
You have a pretty good discography then, compared to like some of the bands that I've seen have been around like 5 years. They don't have half as much out as you guys do.
Well,
Especially solid stuff.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
I feel like the first 6 months we really wanted to prioritize putting at least 4 songs out there. We really prioritized our EP. It was cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Rick and Kat just write like crazy, so we have a lot of stuff to work on with all their ideas, and it just comes together super quick.
Nice. Do you guys feel like you write together a lot, or do you write something and then kind of bring it to everybody else?
Yes.
I always say,
All the above.
I always say every song comes together differently. Like some of my favorites are when we're all in a room together and it's just complete chaos, ideas flying back and forth. But then, other times Rick will come in with something, or another time I'll come in with something that I've got bare bones acoustic with, and they all always take it and make it way better. So
yeah, that was Red.
Cool.
You came with a full song. It was just you and acoustic guitar, pitched it to us, and we took it from there.
It's so much better now.
That's cool. Yeah, I love hearing the writing process, because I don't think any band has given me the same answer. So it's always fun hearing the different variations of how people like to do it. Because there are some bands where it's one artist and everybody else just kind of fills in. But then when it's an actual band where everyone is always collaborating, it's just a different vibe.
Yeah.
And you can hear it in the music too, because you all have parts that feel very much yourselves. Because especially with a bass player, it feels like bass players get replaced in bands so often that they never feel like they get to put their part into it. But yours just felt like it clicked in just right.
Yeah, it's not Ava.
Thanks. Yeah, I mean, I feel like I'm definitely like the newest to writing. Everyone else has been in their own projects, and like this has like been like my first project, like I guess professionally. So I'm always kind of that like last person to kind of put in what fills into the song, I guess you'd say.
I mean,
I
that
don't know if that's
gets.
a
I feel like that gets you the most original writing style, then, because you're
Yeah.
not tainted or like influenced by previous projects already. You just know what you want, and you get to roll with it.
Yeah, it's cool.
That's cool.
I would say Ava's like the glue. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a good description for bass guitar in general, because it's the crossover of rhythm and melody and everything.
You can translate for me. The real
Bop, beep boop bop, 1 2. Yes.
gotcha. Loud and clear.
So you were saying that you had the cool backstory for Red. Do any of the other songs have like an interesting background to them? Because songs like that, they don't just come out of nowhere. Because all three of those songs felt like they were so well put together and formulated as ideas, lyrically, musically. It feels like there was something to each one of them.
Yeah. Well, thank you.
Jawanda has a backstory.
Oh my God. We didn't play that one tonight.
No, we didn't play that one.
Oh
But
my
that has
gosh.
got some lore behind it.
Oh, boy.
Well, Smooth Talking was like we were at practice and we were just messing around. Rick was just, playing something, and that beginning riff, he breezed through it. And I was like, stop. Play that riff again. And he's like, what, this one? And I was like, yeah, and we got to write a song to that specific one, the intro of it.
Voice memo is our best friend.
Yeah.
Voice
so-
memo is our best friend.
Yeah, that too. Yeah.
And one of my favorite things, I like to write when I'm traveling. And so I was actually on the flight home to Kentucky. And so like I arrived at the Nashville airport. And so that's kind of fitting for how Southern rock that one feels, And I'm just like getting off the plane like, yeah. But that one's kind of about just being in sort of a chaotic relationship where there's like a lot of excuses being made. And then, also having to look inward and see where you're making a lot of excuses. And yeah, so that's where Smooth Talking kind of lyrically came from. And Downtown Rhythm is about backsliding. So going back to someone that you've broken up with. Yeah.
Downtown Rhythm it's just a fun riff that like, it just feels like you're just, I don't know. It's one of those songs that you have in the background of a movie where like they're lined up the beat with like how the person's walking, like every step they're taking is like.
That's Riff Haas over here. So yeah.
Derek.
Derek, yes, Derek.
Today.
Since you guys have only been around a year and a half, like how did you guys actually meet? How long have you known each other?
Gosh, I met Bob first because did we meet on like Vamper or something where like it's like a music connections site or something, and then Bob came out to see me at one of my acoustic gigs, and we were working on another project for a while, and then Bob talk about how Rick got.
Oh yeah,
involved,
so
yeah.
that project was it was interesting. It was a funk project, and we went through a lot of iterations of different bandmates there. And I was at my local gym, and one of the guys there was a drummer, and he introduced me to his buddy who just moved back from Nashville, and he's like, oh, he's a great guitarist and whatnot. He's from the area and whatnot. I was like, hey, nice to meet you. That was Rick. So Rick and I became friends there. Trading sets and working out together. And I knew he was a musician, so we could like talk shop together and everything like that. He reminds me that I was just always talking to him about the band and like complaining about it and everything. And I was like, you know what? I got to introduce you to Kat and whatnot, because you just came from Nashville. Kat's singer-songwriter. She could probably use a good guitarist and everything, like on the southern vein of things and everything. And then Kat was like, hey, Bob, do you want to be my drummer in my band? Your buddy Rick's guitarist. And I was like, oh, cool, yeah. So...
Yeah. And then Rick and I met up, and we had great writing chemistry. And then we tried out this one bassist, and it was just not a good fit. And then Rick was like, I think I have somebody. And so Rick and Ava have known each other forever. So
Yeah, we grew up doing music together, and then I was like in college on and off playing music by myself, and I was like, I just really wanted to again, like write and just try to experience music professionally. So it was like a perfect fit, just good timing, perfect timing. Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. The backstories are fun to hear. I keep saying that about everything. I just like hearing everything about every band because it always reminds me of when I was a kid and I'm like trying to find the backstory of every band that I love. And this is fun because I get to hear it before you guys are my favorite band. Yeah, no, I definitely hear the Southern rock elements. I hear just the rock elements in general. It's not what would you kind of classify your sound as? Because it feels like a couple different variations of rock all at once.
Yeah. Man, and we have even more songs that are kind of all over the place too. We just have such varied musical interests and tastes, and I think right now, especially where we are, that's what's nice about being relatively unknown, is that we can experiment and just kind of play whatever we want to play and have the influences that we want to have in our music. And I don't know, I really like that part of it all.
Yeah.
Having that flexibility is great.
We've actually tried this on TikTok. We've trialed, like, we were getting good traction, just like followers, and we're just like, hey, like, what would you classify us as? Just to get like a complete outsider that doesn't like know us at all. And they've all kind of like given us a different kind of view on how I guess we're perceived. I mean, I think we're probably hard rock and blues. I feel like that's in our Instagram bio right now. I feel like that's like the most accurate.
Yeah, like blues rock.
Blues rock, yeah.
Mostly, but then we have other songs that stray a little bit.
Yeah. It's a fresh look in Philly, especially. You're talking about your connections with the banjo. That's the only thing that's kind of close, but even then not really that close to what you guys do. Of the people I know, I'm sure there are others out there who are doing more along the lines of what you guys are doing, but it's fun because I don't know them, so you guys feel like the only ones right now, so it's really cool. What kind of sets are you guys finding these days around Philly that you're playing? Like, are there specific venues that you really go for with this type of music? Because in Philly, it feels like a lot of R&B is picking up right now.
Yeah, well, we're really excited to be doing a show soon at the Grape Room. Well, I guess it's just the Grape now, but but like newly reopened. So we're really pumped about that. Sellersville Theater has been super awesome, and they really took a chance on us there at the beginning and have had us open for a couple of amazing artists.
Yeah, shout out to Billy Z.
Yeah.
He rocks.
He's the
We
man.
love Billy. Yeah. I don't know.
We got someone coming up at Kung Fu Necktie.
Yeah.
Classic venue.
Who played at Nikki Lopez.
For our EP release show. That was really fun.
I mean, out in the burbs too. The Nail is always good to us.
Yeah.
Sweeney's was one of our first shows. We played up at Puck in Doylestown. That's a cool venue.
Yeah.
So yeah, we're trying to find like the rock niches around, and if it's a good fit, we love it, and if it's not, we just
Just roll with it.
yeah, roll with it, find the next one, make as good of a show as we can, and
And we've been trying to like be more strategic because we have so many different genres that we can, and now we have a lot more songs to pick from. So we will try to also look at like the other artists like we might be gigging with on a bill, and maybe like, oh, maybe if we throw this song in there, that might be a better suit genre wise. So we're kind of chameleon-esque in that way.
Yeah. I think the flexibility with your music, like you were saying, is it helps you apply to more bands and more artists that are coming in that you're getting to play with, because you can match their set enough to feel like you should be on the same bill, but then you get to do whatever you want with the rest of your set so that it gives people a different taste in the show.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's sick. Yeah, it sounds like you guys have a lot of luck, like especially around Philly, not necessarily always just in it. You did mention something about like going on the road a little bit.
Yeah, we're about to do our very first little mini tour in May. We're doing what, like 10
days?
10 days, yeah. And the whole reason we're going is because I really want to play my hometown of Paducah, Kentucky. So my family can come out and see it and all of that. So, and that's far, like 14, 15 hours away. And so we were like, well, might as well hit some other cities while we're at it. So we're trying to hit definitely Cincinnati, maybe Louisville, Lexington, Nashville, like, different spots around there. So
I could see you guys definitely getting some traction in those places.
yeah.
That's awesome. This was so much fun. I'm at a point where I'm like, I don't even know what to ask because there's just so much there to pull from. But thank you guys so much for coming out. I really do appreciate it. Is there any way that people can keep up with you? How can they find more info, know when you guys are performing in and out of the city, apparently?
Yeah, for sure. So we have a website. It's catriversandthesecondsite.com, and cats with a K. And then same handle for Instagram, and then TikTok, I think it's just catrivers_the2nd site. Yeah.
All right. Thank you guys so much for coming on. Please check out all of those links. I will have links to those down in the description for you guys to check them out. If you have any questions for the band, please leave them down in the comments. We'll try and get it to them so that they can answer you guys, and stay tuned for more. Thank you guys so much for watching. And until next time.